Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this week's list. If you're a follower of this channel, you probably know that I do two different offerings. One is just the normal Commanders list, which is 9 coins that goes out every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific. And the other one is a Genesis Quarterly that kind of goes out probably 4 times a year, just whenever I come across just a set of coins that probably should be kept together or that I would like to be kept together. This is a bit of a hybrid. I'm doing this for the first time, so please bear with me. This is a group of coins that came in, 20 Rattlers, which is cool, in a very pristine original box. These have been kept very well. And they have no real rhyme or reason when it comes to coins that need to be kept together, other than that they were originally put together in a Rattler box and they were all bought together. And so I'm going to give the first hour of this offering the opportunity for somebody to buy them all together, and the total will be $55,850. So if you want the group, please listen to the entire video. Pay attention, do your due diligence. I think I priced them fairly. The only coin that really has any sort of major subjectivity to it is a Morgan toner in here that's just amazing. So that's really where we're at. I thank you very much for bearing with me on doing something a little bit different. After the first hour, if no one has sent me a time-stamped message saying that they want the entire box, then it will be open for people buying them individually. Feel free to say that you're willing to buy them individually ahead of time, so I have the timestamps on there. But for the first hour, somebody will have the first right of refusal to buy the entire box at $55,850. All right, clear as mud. All right, let's get started. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Let's see if this new camera doesn't screw with me. And I'm going to grab this box, and then we're going to go through each and every one of these coins. It is quite a mix. This was super cool. I had to bid on this box. I outbid the next guy by over $6,000, which speaks to probably lots of things. Maybe I'm aggressive. Maybe other people are trying to rip things. But then I went through and I submitted what I thought needed to be submitted. A lot of these coins have not been submitted, and I will go through and tell you why. So this is kind of just a backdoor sort of look into what the life of a coin dealer is, right? You have to try to purchase coins, right? Because we're supply limited. And then you also have to have the knowledge to go through and figure out what needs to go in to get stickered and what doesn't and why. And then you're looking at costs of submissions and postage and upside downside risk, so on and so forth. But this was a cool start, which was 3 commems in the group, and I submitted all 3 commemoratives. The first one is a Maine. Beautiful piece. Maines sometimes come ugly. This is an exception to the rule, much nicer than normal. Always a lot of dye polish on Maines. You'll see it a lot on the reverse especially. Let me show you. This is something cool just to look at. If we're going to geek out, we might as well geek out fully. You'll find Maine with dye polish in this general sort of area, so always keep an eye out for that. It's just kind of an original sort of look to the coin. It's not PVC. That's not how PVC looks. Great looking piece. This coin, if you do buy it individually, $375. All right, next one. This coin just was like a no-brainer to me to send in. I don't know what they were thinking with a Mint State 64, if they just got a little sloppy. This coin faces up like a 66, and I think that it probably is a 6 all day. Killer luster, no real heavy marks, amazing coin, Fort Vancouver, one of the tougher coins to find in gold CAC. Tim, if you're out there cursing me because somebody has a chance to buy all 20 of these together, I apologize, but I can explain why I did it this way if you give me a call, and I'll buy you a beer at the next show. if it doesn't go to you. And if somebody does buy all 20 of them, maybe they'll want to sell you just this one. Anybody else that's out there for gold cacks, I apologize too. So $1,100 for this coin if it sells individually. I'm sure I'm going to get lots of grief for this format because people get really frustrated whenever they can't, whenever there's any sort of deviation. So, but you know, it's my channel and my coins. So I guess that's the only sort of thing that I can say. I'm trying to do this what I think is the right way to do it with a little bit of deviation. This Oregon is going to be $400 if you want it. Beautiful coin, classic look, one of my favorite commems. Blast white. Thought this coin honestly had a shot for a gold cack, but it did not. All right, now next is this toner. So this, I mentioned one coin that was highly subjective in the pricing. This would be it, but whoa, look at that, mamma mia. This was the only color coin in the entire group, but this has the look. It has the look, and it is stunning. 63 PL. I thought this coin had a shot at gold cack as well. I'm still kind of shaking my head why it didn't. But it's also got a little reverse rainbow on the back. Yeah, a little rain, not nearly as dramatic as on the obverse, but it's nice. Clearly this sat kind of like in a fold or something in a bag, not up against another coin completely. This coin is $3,750 solo, worth every penny. Anytime you get greens and magentas with killer luster and proof-like surfaces, people go crazy. All right, this is another PL. Oh, it didn't get a sticker. I did send this coin in. It did not sticker. Maybe not quite PL enough for John. That's the only thing I think of. The coin's clearly nice enough for a 3. Beautiful piece, $300. Going through some of these a little faster because I don't want to be here all day. All right, now moving on. All the rest is gold. So that was the only silver in the entire set. This is 1874 gold dollar, mint state 62 gold cack. This was a no-brainer kind of gold. There are two, I wouldn't call them scratches because they wouldn't, but they're like heavier than like a normal hairline. They're very light sort of lines on the coin. You can see right coming out of the nose, and then there's another one coming out of the T in states. Otherwise, this coin is like a 6. Probably why PCGS graded it the way they did originally back in the 80s. This coin is $1,650, which is right in line with what a 61 sold for, 61 gold cack, I think at the same date, about a year ago. So $1,650 for that. All right, this one, 1907 2.5 in 62, common coin. Didn't send this one and one other, which probably should have been sent together, the 1907. This coin, I mean, it's going to sticker all day. I don't see any haze. This coin's easy sticker, maybe shot gold. Just double checking so I don't BS anybody. But yeah, it didn't go because, you know, honestly, I don't remember why. It was just one of those ones where I look back over when I was making fast decisions. Anyway, it's $800 if you'd like it. And there was one other coin. Well, I did send this one. It did not sticker. I've looked for haze on this in lots of different ways because the coin is very, I mean, maybe a tiny little bit right there that he's reading is puttied up. But the coin did not sticker. And I can see at that angle like it has a little bit of a putty look to it. Coin is very clean, very nice. Got all the luster that you would expect 1908s are common, of course. At least they're probably the most common of the original 08 to 15 run before they took a little hiatus. This coin is $2,750. All right, this was a disappointment. I had this as a gold CAC, and it did not sticker as a gold. Big jump in price in between 5 CAC and 4 CAC. I think this coin is a 5 CAC. I'm pricing it about 10% below 5 CAC money. Actually, a little bit more than that, maybe. Anyway, it's $2,250, which is essentially just double melt. It's kind of a no-brainer. A lot of people don't care about specific dates that get hard in gem in the Liberty series, but I do. And just like the 1899 that I offered here not too long ago in a 65 Rattler that I offered, I think, for $12,500. Nobody bid on it because they didn't believe me. I cracked it out, and now it's in a 66 holder, and it'll sell for probably 14 grand. So somebody was commenting on that the other day about how, oh, you're a coin dealer, you're always trying to scam some, but no, I'm not. I call them as I see them. I call balls and strikes. This coin is, in my opinion, a lock 5 and a shot 5 CAC. So I'm pricing it as I see it for the upside downside. $2,250 on that. All right, 09D, common, the most common early 5, even more so than a 1908. Nice looking piece, honestly. I did not send this coin. Not really sure why I didn't send this one either. No haze. Probably just it was common. Maybe I didn't have enough room in the box, because sometimes I try to just fill them up with 20. But nice coin, not going to break the bank. $1,250. It's like what, $125 over melt or something, 150. All right, and this is the other coin that I was questioning myself why I did not send. This is a 1907 and 62, but it did not go. Got the luster and skin exactly as you would want it to be. No haze, no putty. Say this coin's a lock CAC with a shot at gold. $28.50 for this coin, which is priced pretty strong, frankly. But for a shot gold CAC, I think it's probably cheap. All right, and this one did go in. A 1912 and 60 gold CAC. This coin is $3,950, which is $10 more than a 32 Mint State 60 gold CAC just sold at Great Collections. Essentially a little less than double melt. 1912s, I think there's 64, I just looked this morning, 64 Indians that have been, 10 Indians that have been stickered with gold stickers. I think close to 70% are 1932 and 1926. 1912, I think there's 4. This coin is just really pretty. Not sure why you would ever call this a 60. Maybe laziness when just a group came through. Very, very nice looking coin. Very clean. That's the biggest significant hit there. Nice color. I just sold a 1912 in a Rattler earlier this year. It was in a 65 green CAC. I sold it for 16 grand. This coin is, I'd say 85% as nice as far as like eye appeal. Obviously, it doesn't have nearly as much color as that coin did. I wish I had it with me. I'd show you next to it. And obviously, technically not as nice from marks. The luster is, 90% as nice. And this coin is just beautiful. $3,950. By the way, I just saw that 1912 that I sold at A&A for 16 grand. It is at Great Collections right now, so you can bid on it. All right, all the rest are 20s. None of the 20s I sent at all, because the way that the pricing structure is at CAC, like the upside is just hardly anything. And the fee now for a silly $20 gold piece is $68 to get it stickered. So anyway, long story short, none of these have been, except for two, which I took a shot at a gold and failed. But this one has not been. This is $4,550. So I just kind of priced these about $100 more for the Rattler premium of what a gold piece itself would be, based on gold being at like 43.70 or something today. So this one is $4,500. Not been to CAC. Nice looking piece. The 1920 is $4,500. This coin did not go in because it has putty on it. You can see right here. This is some film. Okay, so John was not going to sticker this anyway. Reverse has some as well. The way this is a little bit more blotchy, this might actually be PVC rather than putty, but there's really not too much of a difference. In fact, some of the putty that you see on some of these coins is actually PVC, specially made to hide things. All right, this is the coin that I took the gold cack shot at, and I guess got knocked on my ass. But man, I thought this coin was gonna gold. But he's pretty strict on Saints. Mint State 63. Reverse is probably the limiting factor because the obverse is a clear 4+. This coin is $4,550. Let's see here. One of these 27s I sent in a 64. I sent in this, not this one. Look at the putty on that. So you can see this is a good way to kind of look to see that coin's never ever going to sticker. Putty, putty, putty. But it's still in a Rattler. It's clearly intact. It's not hurting the coin. This coin is $4,550. This was not sent. Oh no, this is the one that was sent. Yeah, so I tried to get this one just a green sticker, but I think that hit over here. I didn't see any putty on this coin. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I might have missed it. See that right there? Look, sometimes the camera shows things that zoomed in at angles. Yeah, dumb. Sometimes I miss stuff. Still pretty. This one's also $4,550. That one had been, by the way. That was the one that did go. It was not nearly as puttied. This coin did not go. 27 in 62, 4,450. Got that nice calico look on the reverse. I like that. And then finally, another coin did not go. This coin I think is puttied all the hell. Yeah, it is. So you can see all the putty on that. But this 28 is 4,450. All right, well, there it is. Like all of it, I think that we did pretty good with this. I'm pretty happy of how it all turned out. Obviously, getting gold stickers is good. Holding off on the coins that you're just going to waste money sending to CAC, good. Since I bought it, gold moved up $150, good. You know, so from a coin dealer standpoint, that's kind of how I look at it. I hope this gives a little bit of insight into how I do things here at the Commander's List. What you see on the Commander's List is 2% of what I offer, right? So even with this is a fresh box of Rattlers. I'm offering them all here just because I wanted to show you. Normally this coin would never make the Commander's List, right? I don't sell bullion-ish coins with putty on them on the Commander's List. But I wanted to show you that even out of this cool box, there would have been maybe 12 of 20, and that's a super high percentage, where normally the schlock that I see come through, I pick out the best 2% from that, separating the wheat from the chaff, offering it here, Silicon Valley coins, the Commander's List, and Genesis quarterlies. You guys got an hour, really only 40 minutes, since this is a 20-minute video, to decide if you want the entire thing. And if you don't, then go ahead, place down what you would like to buy individually. And I really appreciate the attention, the patience, and a little bit of flexibility to do something a little different. Until next week, happy hunting.